Hey everyone, it's Lisa Mears here. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am going to be sharing the Spellbinders October 2023 card kit with you. So we'll do an unboxing and then I'm going to make 5 cards. So this card kit is Christmas themed and it's called Feeling Festive. And it is the cutest card kit. I've already taken a look at it and it is so stinking cute. It has the cutest little ephemera and different little stickers. Papers are adorable and I can't wait to show it to you all. So let's take a look at everything that's included. Here you get your A2 size envelopes with your card bases. So those measure 4¼ by 5½ inches. You also get some A2 card panels, and the colors are beautiful. So you have some red panels, there's green, blue, pink, and white. Look at that color palette. So pretty. And you get 4 of each one of those papers. They are measured to 4¼ by 5½ inches, so they're already pre-cut for you. You also get a roll of tape and foam squares. And then here are some chipboard stickers. So you can see there's Santa and Christmas trees. There's some elves. There's a choo-choo train. So cute. There's a front and back there. And then you also get this fun sequin mix. This has not only red sequins, but there's also some clay confetti in here. And if you look closely, you'll be able to see there is some candy cane clay confetti, and it is so festive. All right, so this pack contains some acetate die cuts, and these are pretty cool. I haven't seen anything like this in the Spellbinders kits before. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it on this white backing card so you can see what these look like. So there was a tag there. There's actually a couple tags. And you can see there's some holly, there's mountains. Here's a frame with some words in there. There are some snowflakes here. There's a wreath. There's also a large Santa Claus. There are some Christmas lights and a merry and bright word. There's a cup of hot cocoa with a candy cane and the number 25. There's a train with Santa driving the train and all of the presents in the back. There's a frame and a candy cane, and there's another snowflake there. Okay, so those are the acetate die cut shapes. Let's go ahead and look at the puffy sticker sentiments. So there's lots of different puffy sticker sentiments that you can use on your cards. And there's some smaller puffy sticker icons there at the bottom as well. And it's all Christmas themed. Okay, let's take a look at this pattern paper. This paper is so stinking cute. You do get one of each one of the sheets that you see here, but look how cute this is. This one has Santa with little houses mixed with some Christmas trees. There's some diagonal stripes. There's some flowers. This one is some stars. There's some more, I believe those are stars. And then Christmas trees. Here we have some colorful polka dots in the colors of the paper pad. But all of the colors in this paper are all the same colors that are in the A2 size panels that I showed you earlier. So the colors are so pretty and all Christmas themed. I just love these. Now I'm going to have a link down in the description box for this card kit. So if you're interested in it, take a look down there. Spellbinders also has lots of other clubs, from stamp clubs to die clubs to glimmer hot foil clubs. There's stitching clubs. There's all kinds of clubs. So I will have some links down at the description box of this YouTube video if you are interested in finding out more. So last but certainly not least, I always like to save these die cut shapes for last. I'm going to go ahead and pull all of these out and put them here on my table so you can see everything that's included. But these die cut shapes make for such quick and easy cards. And I really enjoyed using these die cut shapes with this card kit because I was able to make some really fun Christmas scenes, and you'll see that coming up here. But look how cute this little house is. You have the little elves hanging out the window. There's Santa, or maybe that's an elf in the chimney. So cute. Here's a little elf mobile. So you have the 2 elves with the Christmas lights driving the car. Here you have Santa and Mrs. Claus, and there's some More elves. There's some elves there with the sleigh, and there's some Christmas trees. Here's a reindeer. There's also Santa with his sleigh. And there's a lot more elves here. So here's one holding presents. There's one in a stocking. Here's another cute little elf. Here's 3 elves holding some Christmas lights. These die cut shapes are so cute. So this kit is perfect for making Christmas cards. So if you haven't got started on your Christmas cards, this kit is perfect for that. And if you have gotten started on your Christmas cards, this kit will help you finish them up. So let's go ahead and make some cards. I have 2 pieces of solid red cardstock, and then I have 2 pieces of pattern paper. So this pattern paper that I'm putting glue on is a piece that has all little elves on it. So I'm going to hold this up close so you can see what it looks like. There's lots of little elves on there playing in the snow. So I layered that elf paper onto the red cardstock. The elf paper I cut to 3.5 by 4 3/4 and layered that onto the red that is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then I had the red and white plaid paper that I cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I added that to one of the A2 card panels. And here I'm just going to add a large Christmas tree right to the center. And I'm going to add the 3 elves with the Christmas lights. And I'm just going to put that right over top of the bottom portion of that tree to make it look like they are stringing lights on the tree. So this is a pretty simple card. And then I'm just going to take out the puffy sticker sentiments and add the word merry and the word bright. And I'm going to connect it with a bow. So the bow will represent the and sign. And then I'll just add that to one of the A2 card bases that came in the kit. And that will complete my first card. Moving on, for card 2, I have a piece of the blue star paper that I cut to 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm taking this white piece of cardstock and I'm just cutting a snowy hill out of the top. And then I'm going to add it to the bottom of the star pattern paper. And that white cardstock, it is 5 3/8 inches long or wide, so it fits perfectly along the long side of that pattern paper. So I'm just going to build a little scene, and you're going to see moving forward with the rest of my cards that I am going to create little scenes on my cards because I love making scenes. And those of you that have been following me for a while, you guys know that. I love making these little scenes, and Christmas is no different. I just think it's even cuter when it's Christmas related. So I'm taking the 2 die cut shapes that are the Christmas trees, and I'm going to put one on each side of this chipboard house. So this house is one of the chipboard stickers, so I'll put that in the middle. Just going to finish up putting some glue there to keep my snow down to the card. And then I'm going to add Santa Claus flying in the sky right above the house. And then I'm going to add a sentiment. It says jingle all the way. And I'm going to add that to a piece of red cardstock. So this is going to be one of the A2 size panels. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. And then I'll add that to one of the A2 size card bases that's in the kit. And that will complete my second card. Moving on to card 3. I have a piece of the red star paper that I cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I have a solid piece of white cardstock, and I cut the white cardstock down to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I'm adding a piece of this red and white plaid paper to the bottom of the white cardstock, and that piece was just left over from the previous card, card 1. So that plaid paper is 3/4 inches by 3 7/8. And then I'm going to add that white layer to the top of the star paper. And now I'm going to add all of my die cut shapes. So I'm going to use Santa and Mrs. Claus. I'm also going to have 2 of the presents stacked there on the left. So I'll go ahead and add one behind the other. I'm also going to be bringing in a flower die cut, so the poinsettia. And I'm going to be also bringing in one of the acetate die cut shapes, and the acetate piece that I'm bringing in has the number 25 on it. It's the large oval with the 25. Okay, so I'm going to glue down Santa behind the presents, so just glue them down behind. And then I'm going to have the 25 there up at the top left, and I'm going to have the poinsettia at the top right. So here I'm just positioning those two pieces where I want them. I have some of those leaves extending on top of that oval. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the leaves to the front of that oval, and then I'm going to turn both pieces over, and I'm going to strategically add adhesive to the back, because when you add glue to the back of acetate, it's obviously going to show through, so I didn't want to put any glue on the back of that acetate piece. So I'm going to take out a tape runner, and I'm going to go ahead and add my tape runner to the back. And I'm trying just to put that tape runner over the back side of that oval where the white scalloped border shows. I didn't want to put any of the tape runner on the clear acetate part because I didn't want to take any chances of it showing through that clear acetate. And then I'm going to finish off by just adding glue to the back of the die cut shape, and then I'll add that to the card. And I am going to slip those flowers behind the hats of Santa and Mrs. Claus. So once I have that, I'll press that down, and then I'll come back and glue down those hats to the card. I am adding a sentiment here. My sentiment says ho ho ho. And then I'm going to take out the sequin mix, and I'm going to add a couple of the candy canes where the presents are at the bottom of the card. So I'll add one in the lower left, and then I'll add one between the two presents. And then I'm also going to add some of the star clay confetti pieces on the card as well. So I'll just glue 4 of them to that white area. And then I'll add that to an A2 size card base, and my card will be complete. For my next card, I have a piece of the pink polka dot paper, a piece of the green cardstock, and a piece of the white cardstock. So the pink polka dot paper measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then I'm cutting down a piece of the white cardstock so that there's a little snowy border at the top, and it's going to be at the top of the shorter side. Next, I'm going to place my die cut pieces to make a little scene. I'm going to be using 2 of the mountains, so I have the die cut shape mountains, the one that's the paper, and then I also have the one that is the acetate. So I'll be using the 2 of those, and I'll go ahead and add the mountains to the polka dot paper. I'm also going to be bringing in the trio of houses, so those houses will be layered in front but slightly behind the snow. I did add some glue along the bottom of the acetate mountains. I didn't put any glue at the top because I didn't want that glue to show through the acetate. I'll go ahead and add the snowy hill at the bottom of that card panel. And then I'll go ahead and add the houses, and I'm going to tuck them a little bit behind that snowy hill. I'm going to trim off the bottom of the excess white cardstock. You can also use a paper trimmer here to trim off the bottom and the sides just to make sure it is the same size as the polka dot paper. And I'm also going to bring in that little elf mobile. I think it's so cute, but before I do that, I am going to cut one more snowy border out of the rest of that white cardstock because I want it to make it look like that little sign is sticking in the snow. So by having that little snowy border there, I can ensure that the sign is tucked behind that snow hill. So I'll go ahead and add the sign, and then I'll go ahead and add the snowy border to the bottom of the card. And I am going to use my scissors just to trim off the excess there on the bottom and any excess there on the side. I'm going to bring in one more piece of paper. This one is a green diagonal stripe piece of pattern paper that I cut to 4 1/8 by 3/8 inch, and I'm just going to add it along the straight bottom edge. And that's going to be simulated for my road where the car is going to drive on. So I'll go ahead and add the car, making sure that the bottom of the car is flush with the top edge of that green paper. And then I'm going to add a sticker that says sending cheer. And I'll add that to a piece of green cardstock that's cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. That is one of the A2 size card panels that's already pre-cut for you. Okay, so I'm going to add this to a white card base, and once I do that, my card will be complete. I just love this scene so much with the little elf mobile and that little sign that says Elf Village, sleigh parking, Santa's grotto, workshop. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So for this card, I have a piece of pattern paper and a piece of white cardstock, and I am going to cut a snowy hill almost down the center of the white cardstock. And I'm going to use both of these pieces of the snowy hill. So I'm also going to be bringing in several of the elves to create little scenes within this one card. And I was going to make this a portrait card with the snow going vertically down the card and then having my little elf look like he's on his sleigh going down the hill, but I kind of changed it up, and you'll see what I'm going to do here in a minute. I'm actually going to make this a landscape card, and I'll start by adding the larger snowy hill flush with the bottom of that pattern paper. So I don't know if I said this earlier, but the star green pattern paper, it is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I went ahead and put the white hill on the bottom portion of that pattern paper, and I'm also going to add the second hill right below that. So here I'm just positioning my die cuts to see where I want to place that second hill. I want to make sure I don't place it too far up or too far down. Once I have a good idea of where those die cut shapes will go, I will then glue down the second snowy hill. I will need to turn this over and trim off any excess of the white cardstock. And I'm going to add one more snowy hill at the bottom. This one, instead of being more at a diagonal, it's going to be more straight. So I'll go ahead and add this smaller one at the bottom of this card panel, and I will trim off the excess. And the reason I'm adding this next layer of a hill is because I'm going to have a couple different scenes, and I want to make sure that it looks like the little scenes are within the snow. And I'm able here to put the Christmas tree actually tucked behind that bottom snowy hill. So I'm going to have the elves on the sleigh on the left side, and then I'm going to have a Christmas tree and 2 other elves in the other scene on the right side of this card. I'm going to add a puffy sticker sentiment that says Season's Greetings, and then I'll add this to a pink A2 size card panel. And then I'll add this to an A2 size card base. So that will do it for my 5 cards today. I would love for you to leave me a comment and let me know which card is your favorite. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in finding out more about this card kit, take a look in the description box of this YouTube video down below. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.